Welcome back to U.S. Farm Report. Trusted, timely, tradition. The 2022 U.S. Farm Report College Roadshow from Purdue University is brought to you exclusively by Beck's. From farmers' first pass in the field to the final one at harvest, it's a game plan rooted in faith and belief. Beck's Hybrids is with you every turn because both on and off the field, we're all farmers at heart. See why at beckshybrids.com.
Welcome back. Well, tar spot has grown as a major yield-damaging disease in corn. It was actually first spotted in Maryland for the first time this summer. But here in Indiana, some growers have battled tar spot since 2018. Ongoing research here at Purdue is not only digging into the disease, but treatments that will help growers fight off tar spot for years to come. A bird's eye view of Indiana's corn crop this year shows lush green fields.
Luckily, because of the dry conditions we had at that end of June or middle of July, slowed the diseases down that we worried about.
Darcy Telenko says it's a welcome change for Indiana farmers this year after multiple years of battling tar spot.
For last year, the problem was the disease started about July 3rd, July 4th.
Telenko digs into multiple corn diseases, and while tar spot is just starting to pop up across Indiana,
what we do is we check, is it embedded in that tissue? Can I scratch it off?
it's the yield hit that some growers saw in 2021 continuing to haunt their decisions.
When we first started, we gave an estimate about 20 to 60 bushels per acre is what we saw. I bet there were fields last year that had 50% yield losses.
Telenko says in years where the disease pops up earlier, multiple cycles occur after that during the growing season.
When it starts early, it's going to shut down those leaves, lead to rapid blighting, and if we're not to that black layer time frame, then we're going to lose some of that weight in that ear.
She says tar spot starts in the leaf, and once it consumes the leaf material, the plant shuts down. That's because all the leaves that are supposed to feed the corn ear are dead.
The problem is with this disease compared to the others is it changes rapidly. We go from having nice green corn, you may have 5% infection, you don't know it's there. 2 weeks later, the corn is brown.
But even then, she says fighting the disease with fungicide can only happen if the timing of that application is right.
If you've had a consistent problem with it, maybe you need to be ready to put a fungicide out. Our work has shown we can go with that standard timing that we go with gray leaf spot at that VT, the early tassel to silking. That timing can provide some good yield protection.
But depending on the timing of when the disease appears, farmers may need to shift their fungicide applications earlier or later.
Last year was one of the years where we could have gone earlier with a late vegetative application and maybe come back in with a second application and protected yield. This year, because it came in so late, we may have been able to wait and hold on to our applications and maybe only needed one application to get us to the end of the season.
Even if you find growing tar spot pressure today, Telenko says research shows it's too late to address it.
If we're beyond R3, so the early milk stages of the corn, we're not recommending a fungicide application.
This map shows tar spot has been mainly concentrated in the upper Midwest, with pockets even on the East Coast and southern Georgia. Proving tar spot isn't just a problem Indiana farmers are facing.
This disease is going to show you, though, it's going to find those areas that were skipped or we didn't get enough coverage down in. This is the one disease that's going to test all the application equipment.
Now, she says there's actually an app called Tar Spotter where extension folks from various states work to supply that app with data, and then the app uses weather and other factors to help you see if you are in an area that could be primed for tar spot during the growing season in the coming year. All right, when we come back, we're talking to our ag economists once again, focused on more than just the U.S., but what are they keeping their eye on worldwide? We'll get into that next.